Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know what kind of train this is? Yeah, I know it's a magic train, but actually it's a Baldwin 248 S3 class Berkshire locomotive built in 1931. Fun fact about that fun fact, apparently that's actually not true. Apparently the kid got almost all of it wrong. Don't remember what company built the train allegedly or the model was made after, but apparently it was in 1941, so he got it off by 10 years and he got the wrong company and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a train expert. Anyways, today we're talking about the soundtrack for one of my favorite Christmas movies, The Polar Express. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm sick of hearing people say it's a bad movie because it's not a bad movie. And even if it was a bad movie, it's a Christmas movie, so it has an excuse, kind of a little bit. I will say, those people saying it was a weird movie are right. It is weird that the animation looks the way it does. To be fair, it was like the early days of motion capture. But I will say, for sure, it's weird that Tom Hanks is like half of the characters. I did find out doing more research on this movie that he was one of the like executive producers, and he even pitched this to Robert Zemeckis. So I guess it makes sense. You could have hired a couple more actors, but whatever. Also, Tom Hanks doesn't voice the main hero boy, that's his name by the way, Hero Boy. He actually just does the motion capture for him, and some other kid voices him. It's really weird. This movie has always had like some sort of special place in my heart because I remember when I saw it, like the animation was brand new, the style, and it was just kind of weird because it looked realistic, but also it was obviously animation. It was a mix of things. Also, the Polar Express was a big picture book for people around my age, maybe even younger, trying to think of the idea of how can we stretch a picture book into a full-length movie is a very complicated thing, because basically what you're doing is you're taking the main plot points of the picture book, but you have to fill in all the gaps, kind of, Anyways, I think it's a really interesting movie, and one thing I love about it for sure is the music. So when I found out there was a vinyl record for the soundtrack, I just had to get it. So yeah, let's talk about it a bit. So starting with the disc, it's actually this really cool looking white, and I know you probably can't tell by the camera, but looking at it in person, it looks like a snowy kind of cloudy kind of white. It's like not like white, it just feels like kind of like a soft white. It's weird. I can't explain it, but it's also really cool. I weirdly remember it though, because I haven't pulled this out since last year, because tis the season. But I swear the disc was like crimson red when I got it, but it was white when I took it out this year. So that's kind of weird. Explain that? I don't know. Anyways, besides that, let's take a look at the rest of the packaging. Alrighty, so here's the main packaging for the album. Now, what I really like about it is that it has just the iconic picture of the hero boy in front of the train. Yeah, I've always loved this. I think it's like really well painted, from the picture book to the movie poster to this. It's just like, it's a very beautiful picture, and I like how the red, crimson colored kind of border really makes it stand out. With the gold text too, blending in perfectly with that. And I just think it's really cool. It's a very cool picture, very cozy feeling, and really gets you in the Christmas spirit. And does the job pretty well. I like how the train looks too, just in general. Looks pretty cool in the front. Little snowman there for details, some houses, all that stuff, little trees. You just really appreciate the artwork done for this in a third kind of medium. Then on the back, we've got another kind of painting, but I think this one might be for the movie, because I don't think we ever see the conductor in the picture book. I don't remember. It's been, God, it's probably been like 2 decades. That makes me feel old. That ages me. 2 decades since I read the picture book. But yeah, there's the conductor and the hero boy again. He's checking for his ticket or whatever. He's telling him this is the Polar Express. So, to be fair, I want side tangent. To be fair, if I went outside and some strange man asked me if I was going to hop on a train to the North Pole, I would be kind of freaked out. I don't know. You know, when you put realism towards Christmas movies, it just makes things either weird, creepy, or like, wow, that person should be dead if you're talking about like Home Alone or something. But yeah, on the back we got this portrait here. Got some nice more red stripings with the crimson red. Really helps with the cozy vibe. And then you got all the tracks from side 1 right here. And all the tracks from side 2 right there. Then you got the credits down here. Yeah, and then inside here we've got some more artwork from scenes from the movie. Which, yeah, I'll probably show clips, like very brief clips, maybe even flipped because of copyright reasons. But you can kind of see how the animation looks kind of weird because these are images, I believe, from the movie. But at the same time, they look kind of repainted, but I'm pretty sure they're just screenshots. It just might be my eyes playing tricks on me. But yeah, and then you got PE down there, Polar Express. So that's pretty lovely. And right here we got credits for pretty much every song, even the good old classics that they threw on the side too. So yeah, and then just another little picture down there and some more credits and stuff. So yeah, all in all, I will say pretty nice packaging. It's not much, but really, not every album has to have like a good amount of content. So yeah, now with the packaging done, let's go ahead and talk about the music. So this soundtrack is pretty interesting, specifically the vinyl, because the score that was done by Alan Silvestri only is a couple tracks on this. It mainly focuses on side 1 on the actual musical parts. So like, I'm sure even if you haven't seen the Polar Express, you've at least heard Hot Chocolate. There's like the theme song for the Polar Express. That's the way we do things on the Polar Express. Like that song. That's also on side 1. You got When Christmas Comes to Town. You got Rocket on Top of the World. And you got my favorite song in the whole movie. Probably one of my favorite Christmas songs like ever. Top 5 at least. And that is Believe. Which the motif in the main like suite of the movie kind of revolves around that song, I feel. You know how they'll like take a song and like reutilize it in certain ways throughout like musicals. A latest example is K-pop Demon Hunters. We're not done with those record reviews. I just reviewed the single for how it's done. Golden's actually next. But speaking of Golden, that song is reutilized for later parts in the movie. Like there's like a sad violin part of it. It's reused in the song called What It Sounds Like. So it's not an uncommon thing for musical movies to do. And in the case of Polar Express, it was with Believe. So side 2 is very interesting compared to side 1 because side 2 is actually really just a bunch of Christmas classics sung by like Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, and the Andrews sisters. They make a couple appearances too. So that's very interesting. And I always thought it was really random, but then I really thought about like certain parts of the movie. And I do think that those songs do show up in like little tidbits, at least in the final act when they're in the North Pole. And so I think they decided, let's just tack those on to the second half of the soundtrack or whatever. Side 2 ends with the theme, with the Polar Express suite, the suite of the for the Polar Express or something. It's called something like that. But I think just side 2 alone makes this actually a really good Christmas vinyl to get if you're looking for one. I will say my one critique is that, and this isn't the only album to do this, a couple other ones have done this, and it's really bugged me, and that is that some of the songs are out of order. Mainly the one that sticks out is Hot Chocolate is like track number 5 when it should be track number 2, and Believe is track number 4, which should be like it should be the second to last track on the album because it's the first song that plays during the credits, right before the Polar Express suite. So that's really the only negative thing I have to say. The music's bombastic, the music's sweet, the score is just ear candy, iconic, and really you'd be missing out if you didn't listen to the soundtrack at least. But I highly recommend, if you want a holiday vinyl, 100% get the Polar Express. I can't recommend it enough. So let me know down in the comments, what did you think of the Polar Express? If you've seen it, have you seen it? If not, I recommend you do it. Have you listened to the soundtrack? Do you have the vinyl for this? What's your favorite Christmas album? Let me know down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. I do have a playlist of my favorite songs from each record review. For this one, I'm going to be putting Believe in there, so it'll be the first holiday Christmas song on that playlist. And with that, I want to say I hope you guys have been having a Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. You know, just really embrace this time of year. And, you know, if you've been having a garbage year, kind of like me, low-key, this year's almost over, so we're almost there. But I hope you guys have a happy holidays. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell when you do. And yeah, so long and good night.